Ay. Otra vez. Come here. Let me tell you something. I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Native Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
Welcome back, everybody, to this, the Tampa Native Show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And I got to tell you, it feels real good to be back with you. Stevie, what happened to the camera light there?
I was just looking for that.
You know what I mean? Of all days for the camera light to not be working. All right, take two. Welcome back, everybody, to this, the Tampa Native Show. My name is Mario Nunez, and I'm seated alongside my broadcast partner,
Sally Nunez,
a.k.a. our very own 15-Minute Girl. And over to her left,
Steve Canella.
that's a.k.a. Tampa Steve.
That's right.
And it threw me off a little bit because in pre-production, sound check, I thought that camera light was working pretty good.
It was.
Now I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at.
Well, we found it.
But anyway, I got to be honest with you. We are terribly excited to be with you again. It's Thursday. It's 7 o'clock. And tonight in studio, we have none other than Tampa native Councilman Frank Reddick. And we're going to be sharing stories in just a couple of minutes. You can't see him. He's seated right over here to my right. But we told him, Frank, hang with us for a couple of minutes while we get through with some stuff at the top of the show.
Some business out of the
And
way.
then we'll bring you in and we'll get going. So if you've got a good Frank Reddick story, or you've got a question for Frank, better if you've got a good story than a political question, because we promised him we weren't going to be doing too much in the way of city council business tonight. Tonight we're going to be enjoying our time
Growing
with
up in
Frank.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Growing up in Tampa, riding our bikes behind the mosquito truck and playing, digging
Baseball or
out
whatever.
baseball and
Sports.
fishing out tadpoles out of the ditch, man. Tonight, that's what we're going to be talking about. So remember, our number tonight, if you want to give us a call, is 813-977-6800. Hello, Dory is going to be waiting to take your call in just a few minutes. Steve.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, man. And listen, let me
Yes.
tell you something.
Same to
It's
y'all.
August already. Can you believe this? Today is August 1st.
That is
We were just talking about that.
that is amazing.
What's going on, man?
It's going to be Christmas in a couple
What
weeks.
is going on? I mean, somebody needs to, I feel like Fred Flintstone. I want to throw my feet out the
I
car. I
thought
want
it
to
was
slow
just
this
me,
thing down.
But it's happening to everyone.
No,
the
it
time
is.
is just going by
Now
so fast.
you know why it is that we don't take our Christmas decorations down. What is the point?
Might as well
Because in
put 'em
about
back.
another 2 weeks, you're going to take them down out of the attic again
That's true.
and put them back up. It's just the craziest
Some
thing.
people actually do leave them up all year.
Sure, the outside lights. You
Yeah.
take the tree down, but the outside lights stay up because it's too difficult to put them
It
up.
is
Let's
amazing.
face it. It's
incredible.
August
Crazy.
1st. Now look,
crazy.
these are the dog days. We know that. It's going to get hot, rainy, humid. It's the end of the baseball season, but the good news is it's the beginning of the football season. And once September gets here, then the next thing you know, you're looking at Halloween, you're looking at Thanksgiving, you're looking at Christmas, New Year's. Poppy, this one is in the books.
It's amazing.
It's almost over.
It really is amazing.
Welcome to August 1st, ladies and gentlemen. Now, last Friday, what did we do, Stevie, last Friday?
Last Friday we had a wonderful event at
At?
Montaro Ristorante.
Yes.
And we had, what, about 30 people show
I
up?
think so.
Might have been a few more than
35.
that.
Yeah.
And crab enchilado.
Yes.
It was fantastic. And just a great group of people, had a lot of fun.
We always do when we get
Yeah, we
together.
do.
And thank
We
you
do.
for those that showed up last week. You know, Hello Dory was there. She had her
had a big
entourage.
crew, yeah.
She had her
A big
crew
table.
with her.
Yeah.
And she never misses a Friday there anyway, so it was just perfect for us, right up her alley. That high enchilada
How
was good.
convenient.
Thank you, Sal Procopio and
Yes.
and Mama Procopio,
Libby.
Yes.
Libby,
And
thank
Joe.
you, Libby, and
for
Joe
the accordion.
for being generous. Now, what you don't know is that
was very funny.
Towards the end of the evening, Sal Procopio, the proprietor, Sal and Libby, busted out the accordion. And he sang happy birthday to my mom, and he sang happy birthday to Pat Lambert, who was there with us as well celebrating.
Several other songs.
And then he just kept going. and at one point we were looking to disconnect his battery pack, man, because we couldn't get him to stop.
He was
But
cute.
It was wonderful.
It was really
and,
cute.
and they rolled out the red carpet for
very
the
fun.
Tampa natives. So
Yes.
the next time we have an event, no matter where it is, you all should consider joining us because
Yeah.
we definitely know how to have a good time. And we gave away prizes.
We did. Yeah,
We had a
great time.
Bolita drawing.
Yes, we did. We
We'll
had a
have to
Bolita drawing.
Mention those winners later tonight.
We will.
Yeah,
we will.
we sure will.
So tomorrow night, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do tomorrow night. We're giving away 4 tickets, as we always do, to the Tampa Yankees game tomorrow night, weather permitting. Let's hope that it doesn't rain, but it probably will. But tomorrow night is also Parrot Head Night. And for those of us that know a little bit about what parrot heads are, I'll ask Steve. Steve, now we've already been through this. Steve, don't mess this up. Steve, what's a parrot head, man?
Well, if you're a fan of Jimmy Buffett, you're a parrot head.
You're referred to as a parrot
Which
head. That's exactly right. I'll ring that
learned
bell.
I learned that today, actually.
Yeah, he did. Because I won't tell everybody what we were talking about. He couldn't guess that. He didn't know what it was. But yes, so tomorrow night, if you've got a Hawaiian shirt in your closet that you haven't worn in 6 years,
Or longer.
bust it out, wear it to Steinbrenner Field, free admission. There's also going to be some giveaways tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Their season is drawing to a close. So let's go ahead and pack the park tomorrow night. That's tomorrow night, giving away 4 tickets as well.
Right, we'll be there.
Our Bolita drawing. Stevie, do you have something that you want to mention right up at the top? Do we have a graphic that we missed there, Steve?
You know, we did.
Should we call for that real
Let's do
quick?
that real quick.
All right.
Start with the
Zero A,
Yankees, yeah.
Tampa Yankees.
Let's go 0A and 0B?
And 0B.
0A and 0B. And I'll run through this real quick again. There's your Tampa Yankees logo. Look at that logo right there. That's pretty nice. That's the Tampa Yankees, not the New York Yankees. And there's your parrot head.
Parrot
There it
head.
is.
There it is.
Parrot head night with the Tampa Yankees. So if you've got, again, Stevie, I know you've got one, right? You said you've got a Hawaiian shirt.
I do.
A couple of palm trees, coconuts,
I think it has one palm tree on it.
There you go. That's
And the
it.
first 250 receive a Tampa Yankees baseball beach ball.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. That's cool. So
So they'll
join
be
us
flying
tomorrow
around.
night. Join us tomorrow night. We're going to be there. Now, thank you for that graphic, Erica. We should have called for that. That was kind of our fault.
Oh, you know what? Also, we should probably do the 0C real quick while we're at it.
Do 0C, Stevie.
Yeah.
I believe you've got some information about that.
Sure do. This is casino night this Saturday, August 3rd. I'll be there. I can't wait. Went last year. $35 per person, dinner included, but a great time. And it's also a fundraiser for the Italian Club of Tampa. So check it out if you get a chance.
Did
Also
you
one
win
of our
anything?
sponsors.
I did.
Also
I did.
one of our sponsors.
One of our
So
sponsors,
Thank you to
absolutely.
the Italian Club always for being generous with your checkbook. We do appreciate that. All right, September 29th. We'll keep rolling and get these out of the way early.
We got lots of
Because
stuff.
we've got our guests to get to real quick. On the 29th of September, for those of you that have been asking, we've been receiving questions. You can show that graphic. Stevie, call for that
That's
one as well.
0D.
September 29th, we're going to be attending in a big group the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look at that shirt right there. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are taking on the Arizona Cardinals. It's Throwback Bucks Jersey Day. They're going to be wearing that orange that everybody knows and is so familiar with. And we're going to have a group there. So if you'd like to join us, please do. Go to our Facebook page. We have an event dedicated for that. And all you have to do is download the PDF, which is sort of it's a document that Steve created, print it. That tells you how much the tickets are. That shirt is included with your price of admission as well as a tailgate feast. Join us. Send your checks in now because we do have to have those kind of soon.
Mark, I got to tell a quick story.
Please
I'll
do.
Make it fast.
All right.
You know, over the time we've been doing the Tampa Native Show, we've had some very coincidences, very strange coincidences happen.
Yes.
We call it serendipitous moments.
Yes.
Well, tonight, on the way to the show, I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts to get a donut and a coffee.
Nothing serendipitous there.
Which is it's my new thing, you know.
Nothing
That's
That's every week. That's every week. Nothing serendipitous there.
my new habit. But anyway, talking to the cashier, young girl, her name was Melissa McKay, and she saw my Tampa Native shirt. I was wearing this shirt actually in there. Well, you can see it here, Tampa Native.
Very nice.
And she says, "Hey, I'm a Tampa Native." And I said, "Really? Well, what's your name? What's your family's legacy here?" And she says, "Well, my great grandfather came here from Scotland in the 1850s." And I said, "Well, what was his name?" She goes, "James McKay. He was the McKay Auditorium."
McKay
I was just
Bay?
gonna
McKay Bay.
say.
Wow.
He was
Wow.
the 6th mayor of Tampa. I mean, can you believe
That's
that?
Well, did you give her our
I gave her,
card?
yes, I did, and she's going to check out the show and
And the website?
relay the
Some
information to her
pictures
parents. And I
or-
asked her for pictures. I
Yeah.
said, we got to have some
All right.
pictures if we haven't.
Yeah.
You know what?
How about
it's,
that?
It's 10 minutes after the
amazing.
hour. I promised
Yeah,
our
that
esteemed
is
guest that
amazing.
we wouldn't take that's we're going to talk about that in just
I
a
got
second.
goosebumps when I was talking to her.
No, you got goosebumps when you were talking to me. And I thought it was me for a minute. But listen, bring up that four shot. Bring up that four shot. Let me, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, introduce to you our esteemed guest, our dear friend, and a Tampa native, Councilman Frank Reddick. Frank, thank you for being here with us. Man.
Welcome to the
Frank.
show.
Thank
Welcome to our humble little show.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm enjoying it already.
It's good. It's
Fun.
good. This is
Told you it'd be
fun.
fun.
This
That's
is fast
fun.
paced.
Yeah.
It's the fastest hour in cable broadcast
Yes.
history, and you'll know why here in just a few minutes. Steve, you alluded to the McKay story
Right.
and the connection. We run into these all the time,
Yeah.
Frank, all
Yes.
the time. We want to make an appeal currently to anybody who might be out there who has pictures or films or video, because I just want to relay a quick story. Pat Lambert, who I mentioned her name at the top of the show, she was having dinner with us last week. In a conversation with Steve and in a conversation with my mom, she mentioned that she ran across at a home that she was, I think, selling,
Renovating, I believe.
renovating. She ran across a box full of images, pictures, by a photographer, a well-known Tampa photographer by the name of Waldo Diaz. These pictures dated back to, and I hate to say this because it breaks my heart, dated back to about the 1800s.
Wow.
I mean, these were turn of the century. These were archival photographs that she didn't know what to do with. And she tried desperately to give them away. She failed, and as a result, she disposed of them. Therein lies the problem. She disposed of these photographs. Now, this was years ago, so we can't cry too much over this spilled milk,
Yeah.
but we can say,
If she'd known you,
we
then
can
she-
say going forward, let's ask our audience to make
Right.
us a promise that if something like this happens to you, where you find yourself in possession of priceless photographs, videos, films, even if it's a can of film that you don't know what it
Yes,
is,
yeah.
but it says Gasparilla Parade 1948, don't dispose of
Yeah.
it. Find us. We want to be your repository for that information. In fact,
Absolutely.
here's a secondary plea. If you know that you have pictures available, find them now and bring them to us. Contact us through our website so that we can start to collect that in mass, because we really can't afford to lose that. Now, that said, I'm going, Frank. You're going to start talking in a minute, so get ready. Just this week, just 2 days ago, ABC Action News sent Carson Chambers down to the opening feature. They did a feature on the Tampa Baseball Museum. Did you have anything to do with that? Did you have anything to do with the organizational, pulling that together, the resources, the funding that's in your district, is it not?
Yes, it's in mine. I was very supportive of that organization that we're working with it to get it removed to Ebo City.
Sure. Did you see that house being moved by chance?
Yes, it was-
Physically, were you there to watch that happen?
I had a chance to see it, and
Wow.
it was a slow-moving process.
Pretty
Yeah,
cool
I bet.
though, right? I mean,
Yes.
moving a whole house.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it was nice and it's unique.
Pretty nice. They also, just today, there was a piece on the 12 noonday news, ABC Action. I'm picking on them tonight, Frank. Tonight's their night. And one of their other field reporters, a gentleman by the name of Robert Munoz, was doing a story on Nucio Park, which has been renovated as well.
Right.
We ran into Ricky Gallen, who's been on our show before. I believe Ricky was instrumental in working through the boys' clubs and Nucio
Yes.
Park to help get the resources together to make that park viable again.
Yes.
Clean it up, paint this equipment, get new equipment where it was necessary. This reporter today on the Noonday News had the nerve to refer to Nucio Park as Nucio Park.
Oh,
Nucio Park. When he said Nucio Park, I fell off the couch, and then I immediately went to my computer and I sent an email.
yes.
Here's my point. Why am I mentioning this, Stevie? Why am I mentioning this?
Well, because it's in Frank's district, for one thing.
Number one, it's in your district, Frank.
Yes.
And it's disrespectful. Number two,
Well, it's wrong.
it's wrong, Frank. And number three, 15-minute girl? I'll help you. Here's the problem. We do something here called the Tampa Native Show. And we're very fearful, truthfully. Truth be told. I asked this of Charlie Miranda when he was in the show. I asked this of Joe Howden, if Joe Howden thought he had an opinion on this. And I asked this of Dale Swope, Esquire, who's an attorney. And now I'll ask you, as a seated city councilman. Is there the possibility at some point in time down the road, once we're no longer here, Frank, you, me, 15-minute girl, Tampa Steve, that somebody could theoretically propose a motion on the floor of city council to change the name of our fair city from Tampa to Tampa Bay? Is that even remotely possible? Is there something in the charter that would prohibit that?
I doubt it would ever happen.
Okay.
I doubt it very seriously.
Because
To take on that task and no one would want to do it from a political standpoint.
Okay.
The feedback and the fallout from it would be devastating.
okay. I mean, we heard the sounds that once the cannon shot went off, we heard the resonation from all of that mess with Nebraska Avenue. We got that. That was all over the news.
Right.
And Councilwoman Caping withdrew her request because it was a little bit over there. But we're just so nervous because everything is becoming Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay versus the city of Tampa. City of Tampa. And we you know, and this, you get people, interlopers coming from out of state to do news, and they stand there in front of the camera, they go, reporting live from Nuccio Park. And I'm thinking, did the man just say Nuccio Park? Did Carson Chambers actually say Tino Martino instead of Tino Martinez?
Yeah.
Well,
And it's pronounced Nuccio, really.
I'll get off
Yeah.
my soapbox.
I don't know how somebody could even read that and think that it was Nuccio, though. That's
I'm really frustrated, man. These two camera lights are not working tonight, and this is throwing me off, completely throwing me off, these two camera lights. Frank,
Just smile and keep going.
I am. Frank Reddick, this is your life, sir. We want to know a little bit more about you, because you know you're a quiet man by nature.
Yes.
People know that, but we also know that still waters run deep. And we also know that on the city council, there's not too many sitting up there on that little panel that have more respect than you do. And I'm not saying that for any other reason, because that is true. You get things done, and you're working in arguably one of the most difficult districts, underprivileged and underfunded for many years.
Very difficult.
Okay,
Very
so let's take the story back a little bit. Let's start where were you born, Frank?
I was born in Tampa, Florida.
Okay,
Yeah.
specifically?
In West Tampa.
Specifically what hospital?
Tampa General.
Yeah, Tampa General.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same here.
So you're born. Your parents. When did they get here?
They came from Monticello, Florida.
Okay,
They
up
were
there on
born and raised
Tallahassee way.
in Tallahassee way. They were born in Monticello, Florida, and relocated here in Tampa. And I was born in Tampa General Hospital in 1955.
Siblings?
One sister.
Okay, younger or older?
Younger, 2 years younger.
And we know, because we know that you graduated from King High School circa 1973. So that's our first King Lion here on the
Yes,
set.
it is.
Yes.
What elementary school?
How about
did
a
you
bell
go
ring
to?
for that? What elementary school?
I went to Cobb Elementary in George Washington Cobb in West Tampa.
Sure.
And later to Just Junior High.
Yes, right
in
there.
West Tampa.
In the city.
All right, and then eventually King.
So did you end up moving kind of out towards the Temple Terrace area?
Well, what happened? My parents had moved back to Temple Terrace,
Okay.
and since the statute of limitations had passed, I could tell a little tale that I was using my grandmother's address to try to
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
stay in West Tampa.
Statute of
And
limitations.
they found out.
Very good. Very
Nice,
good.
very
So they
nice.
shipped me to King.
Yeah.
And did you have a good time there at King?
I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I got a chance to meet a lot of people, and I really enjoyed it.
And King was still relatively new at
It
that
was,
time.
Right,
It was like
correct.
about 15, 20 years
Correct.
old. Because Temple Terrace was still developing. Isn't
Correct.
Temple Terrace still its own municipality with its own city hall? and
Yes,
everything?
correct.
Currently.
Correct.
Yep. So
Not
that's
far from Nuccio
different.
Park, actually, and
Yeah.
the Fishbowl.
the
The Fishbowl, yes.
Now here's a question for our esteemed guest,
Okay.
Frank Reddick. Frank, are you familiar with the Fishbowl?
Yes, I am.
Well, why don't you tell people what that is?
It's a neighborhood.
Okay. And why?
I don't know why they call it.
Why do they refer to it, Stevie? Now don't jinx it.
I don't know why they call it Fishbowl, but.
Oh, well, we're going to help you with that tonight, right? Because here on the Tampa Native Show, you know, we like to help out where we can. You want to bring up that graphic?
We should do that.
All
It's
right.
OE is the actual graphic.
OE is the graphic. Now,
There it is.
what makes the Fishbowl unique and what makes the Fishbowl? Stevie, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody?
Well, mainly all the street names are named after a fish, like a dolphin, Dolphin Drive,
Look at that.
Okay.
Pompano,
tarpon.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
There you go.
brim.
Even though we
Very
know the
nice.
first one that you said their dolphin is not a fish, we know that
Well,
it's
that's
a mammal.
true. That's true.
But the rest of them are.
But they're in a big fish.
They all
bowl.
have
Yes.
fins. How about that?
Yes, and they
There
all
you go.
swim in the ocean.
But yeah, I mean, you know you're from Tampa. You know you're talking to someone from Tampa. If they mention fishbowl, you know they've been here for a long time.
Yes, yes.
Because there are certain parts of Tampa that go by certain nicknames.
Yeah, they do. They have
You know,
nicknames.
there's, okay, Suitcase City. We know where
Right,
the Suitcase
yeah.
City is. The Fingers, you know where the Fingers are. I mean, these are places
Exactly.
that you know immediately where you're from.
Exactly.
So that's pretty good. You
Yeah.
passed the test.
Oh,
You passed
thank you.
the test.
Well, thank you.
You
So
gonna
when-
give him the other test?
No, that's too easy. That's too easy. So when you were a kid, did you find yourself, doing the things that normal little kids did? And I'm sure you did. I mean, you the baseball thing, little league thing, and
Yes.
were you a Boy Scout? How did that? What were your favorite activities as a kid growing up?
Well, growing up, I spent majority of my time at the Boys and Girls Club in West Tampa.
Okay. At West Tampa?
Yeah, in MacDill.
Oh, wow.
And with Pemieux. And,
Who were your buddies? Okay, Glenn Pemieux.
They was running, and, coaches.
So you know Mark Biro well?
Correct, and I played basketball.
Ted Webb.
It's Ted Webb, and so it was a time where that's where we spend most of my time, to going to the Boys and Girls Club and participating in the activities, because I was living over there in the housing project.
Sure.
And so we spent a great deal of time football, basketball, and I enjoyed growing up. The kids today, they don't have a lot of these opportunities like I had growing up.
Good times.
And the great thing I miss and
Safe. You could
safe,
ride your bike
right.
anywhere.
Right.
Get around.
Correct. And find a double crab.
And Brocados is one of our sponsors. We need, the night they come in here, we got to make sure they bring a plate full of devil crabs. For
Yes.
us. Well, and that's great that you're divulging this information, Frank, because we didn't know that, and we purposefully didn't do the interview before the show because we wanted to know and learn about you firsthand right now.
Right.
So the reality is, you kind of grew up in West Tampa.
Yes.
I mean, you kind of grew up right there with all the fellas that that went to Jefferson ultimately.
Yes.
Went to West Tampa Elementary
Correct.
School and maybe Pierce Junior High School.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. So that's another conversation we can have off camera because I know everybody that you grew up with and vice versa. All right. So you get to high school. Are you doing some things in high school? What do you do? Were you part of the?
Class president?
Yeah,
maybe?
well, class president. You do politics in high school. Were you part of the band? Were you part of the baseball team? What did you do?
I played basketball and on the football team in high school, and at that time I didn't participate in from an academic standpoint. No, I was not the greatest person.
Okay, you want to play?
Yeah, I was young.
Like most of us.
Yeah, right.
Chase a ball, dribble a ball, kick a ball,
and the girls too.
Oh no, come on now. That's the only reason we went to football practice. Now let's be honest.
Yes.
Did you like dressing out those days in August?
That's right.
Because on Friday nights you can wear that jersey and be all right. Okay, I got you.
It was wonderful. Yes. But I did participate in sports, and I did enjoy it.
Of course.
Speaking of those days, we should show a couple pictures of that era.
Well, we got a caller. You want to go to the caller first?
Let's do that.
All right, let's go to the caller,
Okay.
and then we'll come back to that picture because pictures of back in the day. I haven't seen these pictures. Now you've seen them, Stephen? Because no, I have not seen them. So this is going to be a first for us as well. We do have a line open, so callers, if you want to give us a call now, it's a good time. 813-977-6800. Sweetheart, do this.
Hello, caller. Tell us what your name is and where you're calling from.
Well, this is Kiki from Castillo's.
Hey,
Hello,
Kiki from
Kiki.
Castillo's Cafe right there in the heart of West Tampa. That would be half a block north of Maine on Armenia. How are you, Kiki?
Good, man. Listen, who's your guest there? Because he looks familiar, and you're talking about the Boys Club.
Okay, this is City Councilman Frank Reddick. I know you know him. I know, Kiki, you're...
Well, I just want to know that and confirm his story that we did have a blast at West Tampa Boys Club.
Yes.
Back in the old days, and I remember playing the kickball inside the room there and all that kind of stuff over there. That it was a great event.
Kiki, there's a good chance because you're class of '74 Jefferson. I know this.
Yeah.
Councilman Reddick is class of '73 King. So
we must have run into each other over there at the Boys
there's no doubt in my mind that you're only a year apart, so you would have been on the same kickball team. You would have been choosing up sides to play flag football at the same time, or basketball.
I remember the home run was inside the stage if you got it in there,
And to give you a little background, Kiki and his brother Raul run the Castillo's Cafe and Catering, which is right there in Armenia, just a little bit north of Moses White, or Main Street, right there in the heart of West Tampa. Okay. And like I said, he's neighborhood guy, twin brothers, okay? And neighborhood guy, Jefferson High School graduate. When you were going north side, he stayed there in the heart of West Tampa, stayed west side with all of us. But you guys had to have been
pretty sure
at the playground together. No question about that.
Yes. Oh yeah, it had to be, But anyway, I enjoy hearing that because
Kiki, we talk about it all the time here.
Back old memories.
All the time on the show, and I tease Steve relentlessly about this. about, you know, man, you're stuck in the 70s, bro. You know, you gotta,
I know.
you gotta move it up a little bit because, you know, we can't go back. You know what I mean? But the reality is,
You know, you're right. You can't go back. But let me tell you, the good times that we had, I wish everybody could have that even today.
I know.
Yes.
amen,
Yeah.
amen, amen to that, Geek. Amen to that. You're exactly
true.
right. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm not so sure. Wait a minute. Follow me on this, Councilman Reddick. I'm not so sure you can't go back. And by that I mean,
I do.
that's what we try to do here on the show each and every week, Geeky.
Well, every time I see the show, we do go back.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
At
Well,
least once a week.
you said it better than I could have ever said it, Geeky. Thank you so much for that. Give us your bolita number.
Today, let's try 31.
31 for you. Thank you, my
Okay.
brother. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, man. Okay, man.
Thank
Bye,
you, Kiki.
Kiki.
You know, what we like to say here, Stevie, is that we've effectively built a time machine. And each week we invite our viewers to join us, man. To come in and take this little ride with us, because what we're finding out is the further we go down the road, you know, not that anybody on this table is old, but we're getting older, that we like to look back at the Tampa that we knew
Yes.
when we were
Right.
growing up, and we remember
different.
because things had changed so
Yeah,
much.
it really has
Frank.
changed a
Yes.
lot.
You know?
Yes.
Like, I mean, everything from the roads being overly congested to people not knowing each other.
Correct.
You know, when we grew up, I mean, you say you grew up in the housing projects there, you probably knew everybody in your housing project.
Yes.
No question.
And we speak to each other.
Right,
Right.
exactly. And you're on the stoop next to each other, or just like neighbor, you know what I mean?
Correct.
No cell phones, no texting all the time.
Correct.
You had to
with
interact.
people.
You had to
Yeah.
engage.
Right.
And just like I said, you know, the saying is, it takes a village to raise a child. You know, families were engaged and people looked after each other.
It was all about respect
It
Yeah.
was all
and
about
respect for each other.
Yeah.
That's gone.
And we
Great.
miss that
Yes.
to the point where I think, you know, we're trying to kind of in a small way bring that back.
I think because there's so many people now, it's hard to control
Yeah.
that. You know, before Tampa was a small town.
Yes.
Everyone knew each other. You almost had to kind of be
Connected.
respectful. And,
Yep.
you know,
I just think that's how we were raised, and that's,
that's
how
true
we
too,
grew
yeah.
up. It was a different time, and the people were good people,
Yeah.
and you didn't have to be afraid, and it was great.
different era.
Yeah.
It was. All right,
great.
Steve. Let's show. You ready to see a couple pictures?
Yeah.
Let's call one up, Steve.
What we'll do, we'll start, Erica. We'll start with 2, and then we'll go to 3 and 4 if we can. These are great.
Okay, wait a minute now. Do I know that guy? What is that all about?
That's my freshman year in college picture.
That's
Wow!
a lot of hair going
Look
on, man.
at that.
Great picture.
That is amazing. Where'd you go to school?
Payne College in Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
A small religious school.
Okay, Payne College in Augusta, Georgia.
Very nice.
And that was so. That's fall of '73. Is that graduating from
King. Graduating from King.
King?
Oh, yeah.
Now, why are you wearing red? Now, King's
Well, that's-
colors were blue and red and white.
Yeah,
but
but
blue
that's-
was the dominant color, I thought.
Well, that's the gown they gave us.
Wait a minute.
So,
You know what I mean? I would have thought that would have been Hillsborough Lato.
that's my graduate, King High School.
That's
graduate
beautiful.
picture.
That's beautiful.
My favorite picture is the next one, which is 4.
Oh, wow. Look at
Okay,
that
wait a
guy.
minute. Hold up. Are we out of sequence here? I mean, we
I
went from
think
college
we're watching
to
the
high
whole
school.
train right
now,
now.
where are we at now?
This is my junior high school prom picture.
Oh, you went backwards, Stevie. We're getting younger.
I was saving that for last. That's
Oh, that's a great one. That's a junior high prom.
Yes.
Just
Just.
junior high. What were you doing, man? Wait a minute. Go back to that picture, Erica. We're not done. We got to talk a minute longer with this. I'm getting a little Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. What's happening here, man?
I was being cool.
Oh yeah, you were very cool.
Well, you know what?
I
labeled
love
the
that picture.
I labeled the picture cool.
Oh, that's it. That is it. Oh, it's a
great
great shot.
picture.
That's a great shot. Got a little tuxedo action going.
Yeah.
Do you remember the girl in the picture with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You wanna give her a
my
name?
first date.
There you go.
Oh,
there you
all
go. So ninth grade?
Ninth grade.
Because at that time, remember 7, 8, 9,
Right.
10, 11,
Yeah.
12.
Correct.
No sixth grade centers.
No.
No freshmen in high school.
Right.
Probably was a good thing, man. Because,
Yeah.
you know,
And it was junior high,
it was
not middle school.
And it was junior high, not middle
That's
school.
right. It was junior high.
Yes.
7, 8, 9.
Tough being a freshman in that environment because, you know, man, there's a big difference between 15 a freshman
Yes.
and 18 a senior. You know,
Oh, yes.
It's a
Right.
big
Big
difference.
difference.
And especially on the athletic field, man.
Yes.
You go up against tackling somebody that big.
Hey, got a couple of bleeder numbers.
Okay, so
Okay.
let us have them.
Well, we
Great.
have Joe and Keith, though. We know those already.
3
Yes,
and
we
7.
do.
Okay.
And we've
And
got lines open, so if you'd like to call in, give us a call, 813-977-6800. Show that email address as well, Eric, if you don't mind. The email address is show@tampanatives.com. and you can send us an email there if you're too embarrassed. What's that? Oh, that's the website.
Yeah.
Show at Tampa Natives is our email address. Show at tampanatives.com.
Operators are standing by.
Operators are standing by. If
yeah.
you're too embarrassed to call in and you want to send in an email, that's what Stevie's doing right over there.
We've got another one. Very interactive here, Frank. We have live calls, live emails.
Yep.
This one's from Jim Carney.
Thank goodness they're live calls. Can you imagine a
What's
dead call?
Jim's
Well,
number?
that's on Halloween.
Go ahead.
A great show tonight. I'm with Mario regarding the correct pronunciation of city names, and Mr. McKay, how cool that is.
Yeah,
that is
Salute.
cool.
So his number is 39, Jim Carney.
Jim Carney,
39.
39. You know, I don't want to beat a dead horse, man. I don't want to be the guy that, you know, why is he constantly talking about this? You know, me canso. I'm tired of that, you know, in Spanish. But the truth is, I feel compelled, as one of the hosts of the Tampa Native Show, I would be derelict in my responsibilities if I wasn't, you know, there to catch you.
Yeah.
You know, when you said it earlier, Frank. You said it's a matter of respect, right?
Yes.
The old days when we were.
Oh, yes.
So, how well would my grandparents and my great grandparents look down upon me, who came here from parts of different places to establish life in this town? Can you imagine if they came out and they called it Ybor City or you know what I mean?
Yes.
You gotta come correct. So we're gunning for you.
You would think a newscaster.
ABC Action News, and who's reading?
Yeah.
Who's checking the copy?
Yes.
If you're going to give a presentation to a group of people, and it's important, and you're not familiar with maybe the lay of the land,
Yeah.
like, okay, here's a perfect illustration, man. When meteorologists, who change places from time to time,
Right.
you know, you come out of meteorology school, and you get a gig, working in Fargo, North Dakota, because that's your first gig. Isn't it incumbent upon you to learn the pronunciation of the Indian names of the towns that you don't want to offend anybody?
Hey, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So that's an amen. If I hear you correctly, that's an amen.
Got a great segue here.
Okay.
Well, we have that new edition, Picture of the Week now that we've implemented.
Oh,
at the
good.
USF
Yeah, yeah.
Library.
Talk
this
about
would be,
that.
This would be a good time to do that.
Yes.
Erica, if you will, bring up picture number 1, and then we'll jump to 11 after that. But hold off on. We'll do 1 first. Okay. Now this picture here is from the USF Library Special Collections. Tonight's Picture of the Week, chosen by Andy Hughes. So that's our new feature we're doing each week.
Nice.
Picture of the Week.
Nice.
And this
Now,
is
wait,
actually,
don't say what it is. Don't say
well,
what it is.
It's
Let's
It's
ask
a community
Frank.
pool. I'm not going to say what.
Yeah, let's ask Frank if he's ever seen this photo. Frank,
Okay.
have you ever seen this photo?
No, I haven't.
Okay, good.
Nor have I.
Well, it's actually called the Goldstein's Pool. And that's
Goldstein's
Hillsborough
Pool.
River in the background.
Sulphur Springs area, correct?
Well, I think it's more towards like Bo's Ice Cream in that area.
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Florida and
Right,
Sly.
right.
That's
really?
a huge
Right.
pool.
So
I
just
believe so.
just east of Lowry Park, then.
Right, because there's a subdivision. If you look at the plat maps, there's a subdivision called Goldstein's subdivision.
Okay.
And I drove by there one day looking to see, and it looked like the landscape, the terrain looked similar. Of course, the pool's gone. But I wonder how many alligators might have crossed over from the river into that pool. You know, look how close it is.
Yeah, there's no
Looks
doubt
like
about
was
it.
Raised,
But here's a good
definitely.
segue. Let's go to picture 11 if we can, Erica.
Goldstein's Pool.
Big.
And speaking of pools,
Oh, hey, there we go.
Williams Park Pool.
Frank, tell us about this.
Come on, Frank. Good one, Stevie. Come
You have to be
Frank.
proud of that.
That was the ribbon cutting for the William Park Pool.
Right.
And it was very exciting and joyful for me because
Of course.
I had pushed so hard to
Long time
get-
coming.
Yes. To get the city to fund the pool, and finally when they did decide to do it, and it just the excitement.
Sure.
Come on.
I've been
You
waiting
got to
for-
let your hair down.
You
have to
What's
be
left
very
of it?
proud.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
The pool been sitting out for 4 years.
What an accomplishment.
Great
and
accomplishment,
so it's a
Frank.
great-
Congratulations
great
on
ribbon
that.
cutting.
Took
Thanks.
several years.
And Mary was there
Yeah.
with you too,
Yes,
because you guys
yes.
were
Yeah.
fighting.
Correct.
And you know, Cascaden Park again is under the gun. You
Right.
know, the Cascaden Park pool.
Correct.
You know, there's so many of these places that we just got to be careful that
Right.
we just don't brush them aside. You know,
Correct.
dedicate the resources. I'm all for helping our city develop new things,
Right.
but with a wink and a nod and a loving embrace to the original, if you will. You know,
Yeah.
those
So many
and
places
wonderful
are gone
trademark.
already.
That's so
you know.
true. And Frank, we did a show one time a couple of years ago about actually the very beginning about City Tampa recreation departments, and a lot of us
Yeah.
spent, like you spent at the Boys Club, a lot of us spent our time at
Neighborhood
those
parks.
places,
Yeah.
and we got great mentors we met in the process. Met good social activity as well.
Oh, that was our daycare almost.
Yeah.
I mean, you could look at it as organized activities after school. And your parents knew where to find you.
Yeah.
We'll be down the park.
Yeah.
That's right.
During the summer, too, they had like summer programs where they were.
Summer school programs teach you pottery. They teach you
horseback riding where I went.
Playing games. Steve has a story about horseback riding. It's incredible. But, as teachers, Red Cross would teach us how to swim. I mean, and they always had a park director. Somebody in a pair of blue shorts with a whistle and a ball cap, and it was organized.
And and by the end of the day, you come home, you're so tired, you don't think about doing anything else.
Correct.
And your parents liked that.
Right.
Yes. And great exercise for us too as kids. So we weren't just sitting inside all day.
That's another thing that's different now. We were always outside doing something, and now kids are hardly ever outside.
You're absolutely right.
And they're doing this.
You're the same way, weren't you? Outside
all the time? All the time.
Morning till night.
Morning to night.
Same here.
Yeah.
And summer times, correct me if I'm wrong, summer times felt like they lasted
longer
for a summer.
Oh,
yeah.
Now it's like
it feels nice.
yee! They throw the folder up with the papers, the last day of school. Whee! And you run to the bus, throw it away, and by the time the papers hit the ground, you got back to school safe. What's
That's where we're at right now.
Like this weekend is
It's amazing.
This weekend is back to
utterly
school.
amazing.
Yes.
Tax free, back to school. I'm thinking, but I just got out of school.
Right.
There's another really cool picture here. This is number 6.
Okay.
And let's see what Frank says.
Bring up
about
numbers.
this.
All right.
There you go.
Get that. There you go. Now, what's going on here, Frank?
Chelsea and 34th Street.
Well, they've been having so many traffic accidents on that intersection.
On that particular, okay.
And what I got the city to do, the transportation department, to say, let's put up some type of crossing so we can have slow down traffic, and because just a few feet away from that corner, there's an elementary school.
Oh.
And the kids are crossing.
Yeah.
And people were just running the stop sign and running the stop sign over it, So so it was just good to get with the city transportation department.
That certainly gets your attention.
And and DOT.
Yeah.
So they started putting the flashing light, and then they started having increased police patrol.
That's good too.
Watching those violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
City of Tampa presence.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I got a good question. A question here. What would you say is your most rewarding, the most rewarding part of being a city council member?
Good question.
I think being able to be the voice for those who are less fortunate and not able to come and speak before council, who feel that they pay taxes but have no representation before the council, and just to be the voice for the little person.
That's nice.
I feel good about that.
So you truly are a representative of them.
Yes.
What's the length of term that you serve on the city council?
You have a 4-year term,
Okay.
and you can have 2 4-year terms.
Oh.
There you go.
Right.
And then you termed out after the 4 years, after the 8 years.
After 8 years.
2 terms. We met you at the 100th, at the centennial celebration of Union Station. Remember
Yes,
that? That was a real fun occasion. We were unable to attend the 101st celebration this past year, but we're going to be there next year. And Jackson McQuigg, you remember Jackson McQuigg from Atlanta?
Oh, yes.
He watches us from time to time. Hopefully he's watching tonight. And when he comes down here one of these times to see his dad, we're going to get him on the show so we can talk all things trains.
Great.
He's a big train guy.
That's where I met Frank at. I couldn't remember where I met him at.
There it is.
That's where
Yeah,
it
it
was.
is. Yeah.
And of course, we were in front of you with the conversation of la sétima.
yes, right.
We'll leave it there. we'll leave it there, Frank. We'll leave it there. Now look, I got a list of things here that these are current boards and appointments that Frank you sit on. One is the Tampa Sports Authority, the Public Transportation Commission, the Community Health Charities of Florida, the Minority Health Advisory Board, the City Council Public Safety Committee, you're the chair.
Yes.
The City Council Community Redevelopment Agency, you're the chair. And the City Council Transportation, the vice chair. You've got to balance all of that. You've got to juggle all of this.
It's a lot
You
of work.
know, you're getting petitioned by different groups to do different things, just like we saw there with that sign. Makes for a long day.
Very busy day, and it's. But it feels good because
rewarding at the end of the day.
Very rewarding, and if you can accomplish something and you feel as though you're helping someone else meet their expectations, then you feel good.
That's the key.
But it keeps you busy.
Yes, it does. And you're working in an area, like you said, that there's a lot of things to do.
Correct.
There's a lot to take care of.
Correct.
How many on your staff?
One.
Stafford won.
Stafford won.
You want to give Cedric a shout out while you're on the show?
Yeah.
Because he's probably watching tonight. Cedric, how come you ain't calling, man? Call in on your boss.
Yes, Cedric is a wonderful person, and he's a hard worker and very dependable, and he's been good for my office.
Very good.
And he was nice enough to send all the pictures to us as well.
Yeah, no, we hounded him, and then of course he had to turn around and hound Councilman Reddick. Send those pictures, Frank. Send those pictures. We're glad you did.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Parents still with us?
No, they're both deceased.
Both deceased.
Right.
And your sister's in Tampa?
She lives in Atlanta.
Okay.
She has a family. She married with 2 kids, and she's doing pretty good.
Do you have kids?
None.
Oh.
Dedicated all your time and your efforts right now to work in it. I'm telling you, I know what kind of a load you guys carry.
Right.
I mean, I know how difficult it is for me to get in touch with you guys, even if it's just for something benign to request the pictures.
Right.
You know, and you have one, staff of one.
Stafford won.
Here we go. You know what I mean? You have reached Councilman Frank Reddick's office. We're sorry nobody's able to take your call right now because why?
Because we're busy.
Because you're entertaining constituents.
Correct.
And he's doing other stuff.
Correct.
So it's a very
we commend you on
demanding.
that.
Yeah, no, it's a very demanding position.
It is very
to be a city
demanding.
councilman.
Very
And
admirable.
again, some districts require more attention.
Right.
Yeah.
And some are physically. You got one of the
Bigger.
biggest districts,
Yeah.
do you
Right.
not?
Yes.
What does it cover?
Tell everybody your district.
Yeah.
District
Well,
5. Tell
the-
everybody the parameters. That
Yeah,
you're
District 5 is we go west to Amenia Avenue in West Tampa.
Okay.
Go south to Kennedy Boulevard, which also is covered Channel Side downtown.
Wow.
And and then it go Ebo City, all the way out east to 50th Street, and that include Highland Pine and Grant Park. And then go north to Bush Boulevard.
Wow,
That is a
that's
big area.
huge.
Not Davis Island,
Yeah,
right?
which covers Sulphur Spring and all those areas.
Wow.
No. And you're one man.
Yes.
One man army.
Yes.
You got to cover all the problems in all those areas.
Right.
Come on, Frank.
How do you find the hours in the day to do all that?
You have to organize yourself
Yes.
in a way that you try to manage your time, but it's very, very difficult.
It sounds
That's
like
got to be
it.
the biggest
Sounds
challenge,
like
right?
it.
Just
Yeah.
the time management.
That's the hardest
Right.
factor alone.
Because you just take code enforcement issues alone.
Right.
Yeah.
You might average almost 10 calls a day on code enforcement
Oh my
issues,
gosh.
and just trying to resolve those
That
issues.
kinda mucks
It
things up at times, too.
Take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Your inbox must be full in the morning when you log onto your computer, huh?
Sure.
We have,
Scary.
we have recently connected with a dear friend who is the owner of King Corona in Ybor City on 7th Avenue, Don Barco. He's a big fan of yours. He says you are doing amazing work with with Ybor City,
Right.
and he appreciates your efforts. And I was thinking he might give us a call tonight because he's got an event that's taking place on Sunday. I'm going to throw this out there in case you're free. You have free time. Like you have free time. You have free time. What free time do you have? None. But this event is taking place on Sunday. Now, Sunday, I'll just throw this out there now because it seems like a good time to do it. Sunday, Mike Baluja and myself are going to be sitting in with Franco Silva on Latino 54, which is WMNF,
Okay.
right there in your district as
Right.
well, and a Tampa native
Yeah.
business. WMNF, we're going to sit in on his show from 2 to 4, but then after the show, we're going to go quick like a bunny. We're going to get down to 7th Avenue at King Corona starting at 2 o'clock until they finish. Is the
Yes.
second annual Chusmeria storytelling event. Now, chusma in Spanish is the word for gossip.
Gossip.
Okay.
Yeah.
So chusmeria is just telling
That
stories.
sounds like fun.
We're just telling stories, man.
Okay.
And what we're going to be doing is it's a storytelling event. Anybody who's got stories of Ybor City specifically, but stories to tell. It's like an open mic.
Yes.
Come on out,
Should be
enjoy the
interesting.
afternoon. King Corona, and that's with Don Barco and his family of patrons there at the
That'd be
King
fun.
Corona. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Good group.
It's a great group.
You know, we got about 3 or 4 more photos. Maybe
Show
we'll
the
get to those.
photos, man,
Yeah,
'cause
let's
look
do
at the
that.
time already.
I know, it's
Show
coming
the
up to
photos.
end. Erica, let's pull up number. Start with 7.
Told you it was
7,
gonna be
8,
the fastest
9,
hour.
and 10.
Yes.
It's disappearing on us.
Oh, here we go.
City council meetings never went this fast, did they?
Oh no.
It'll fly by that fast.
Don't worry, the mayor's not
We've
listening.
been there.
The mayor's not
Yeah.
listening. You can talk.
Yes.
It's just us, Frank. It's just us. All right, tell us about this photo.
This was a commendation I was presenting to community activists. Most of you here, if you'd been on North Boulevard and Columbus Drive, this is Hakeem Aquia, and He's got some serious medical issues right at this time, and
does he?
Yeah, and wanted to make sure that I recognize him for his service.
Was this recent?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
About a month ago.
Okay.
Well, amazingly enough, we are at the 15-minute mark already.
Wow! Already? She got us again. Now, do you see why she gets her name the 15-minute girl, Frank? Let me just explain to you.
Okay.
That part and parcel, that's her job. She's here to bust our chops. Whenever we get to the 15-minute mark, they let us know. No, I mean, you got to call us on it.
I have to let you know.
Because there are certain things we got to do. The bolita drawing, we got to wrap things up here to make sure that we don't leave anything out. If there's pictures, this is when we just dump the bucket. You know, they got to go. Here we got to go. So we got to 15 minutes
it up
to go.
a little
Steve,
bit.
Yeah, we have it.
Call for the next picture.
That's number 8.
Here we go. Picture number 8.
This one here.
You can take that call number down. I'll remind them about that. They don't want to call. It's their loss tonight. Because Frank is a good storyteller. He ain't told us no stories, but he's a good storyteller. All right.
Well, I was trying to tell one to a reporter at that time.
Great segue right there.
That's perfect.
Perfect. So what was she asking you? Do you recall?
Questions pertaining to some issues reference to a apartment dwelling in my district.
Okay.
That had a young man that had been killed by law enforcement, and
there we go.
There
we go.
They want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's look at number 9. This is interesting.
All right now.
Yeah. Well, that picture. Excuse me. That picture is. When I first got to college, I was a teacher at Dowdell Junior High School.
Dowdell Junior High, man.
And that day, that was called Gangster Day.
Okay.
That's fun.
We had something similar to that in high school.
Right.
My juniors and seniors, we had 50s Day, which everybody came dressed up like 50s. And then we had another day, too, where we, Gangster Day. Like where everybody came dressed in their spats and their hats.
Right.
Very nice.
And look at you.
And
Look at you.
Sharp.
You could have been an extra right there in Boardwalk Empire, I believe. Chalky White. It's a great show, by the way.
Yes.
HBO. It's a great show, HBO. All right. Let's talk a little bit.
Okay, and that's a group in the city of Tampa.
Distinguished fellas and ladies?
Business people that the Saturday morning breakfast group. And what they did is one park where I had in my district, the kids were unable to participate in the summer program because the city didn't have the funding in the budget.
Sure.
So this group helped me raise the money.
Oh, how wonderful.
To send all these kids to the summer school.
Very nice.
So you do get help, Frank.
Yes.
You do get help.
Very nice.
That's good. Now, do people typically come to you and say, we'd like to help you with this project? Or do you have to then go out and solicit for recruit the help? Which comes first?
I have to reach out to them.
You do?
Right.
Okay.
And that's what I did, reach out to the group and some other individuals in the community, and they made it possible for
And they
them.
responded.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
See?
That's great. Yeah.
That's why you're in that seat, Frank. That's why you're in that seat.
I-
Because you are the man for the job.
I guess so.
At this time. See?
What was that again, Eric? I'm sorry.
That's great.
Oh, we got a caller come? Go ahead. Okay. Thank you so much. Listen, let me throw out there while this next caller is getting qualified, let me throw out there that we, do we have time to do the little homenaje that I did earlier, the little joke? Do we have time? Should we do it?
You might want to take the call, don't you think?
It would depend.
All right, let me go ahead and take this call. I had set up for everybody. This week we lost somebody in the Latino entertainment industry community, a wonderful comedian by the name of Álvarez Guedes. Sort of our version, the Latinos' version of maybe like a Red Fox, I guess. Red Fox meets George Carlin meets. He was the quintessential storyteller. He was a Cuban exile. And what I found out this week also, he worked closely with a dear friend of ours, Jack Espinosa, in Cuba in the 1940s and 50s. And I was the one actually that broke the news. He passed on Tuesday, died at the age of 85. And I was the one that called Jack Espinosa and broke the news to him and told him. He was sad. And so I've been reflecting the last 3 days, because for those of us that grew up in the Latino community, descendants of the Cubans especially, if you were a fan of Que Pasa USA in the late 1970s, and you probably have heard about Álvarez Guedes, and I did a little joke, a little storytelling. an homage to Mr. Geddes. We don't have time to put it on the show today, but Steve has promised me that he'll put it on the website.
Right.
So it'll be on the website for you guys to be able to check out. I just felt like I wanted to do something. I did my best, Alvarez Geddes. I told the joke. Frank didn't understand a word of it because it was all in Spanish, but he laughed because he's a nice man. When I got to the punchline, he did laugh, and I appreciate that. Let's see who's on line 4.
Caller, give us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, this is Hugh in South Tampa.
All right, let me turn up the volume
Is
so we
it
can hear you.
Hugh?
I think he said Hugh from South Tampa.
He
Is that
did.
correct?
I recognize it.
Oh, hey, Hugh.
Hi, Hugh.
Good evening. How are you?
How are
Good
you?
evening.
We're good.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Question for Councilman Reddick.
He's right here.
Right, and good to see you tonight.
Same here.
Question is, where do you stand? What's your opinion about the controversy as to whether to keep the skating area or to develop the area more to show the illustrious black history of the area in Tampa?
And that's in your district, Councilman.
Right. It's in my district, and my position at this point is that I think it's important that we preserve the historic aspect of those who represent Central Avenue. We have made it possible for the people with the skateboard that we would do everything to relocate them to another area to park. As a matter of fact, the city has $600,000 in the budget that they're willing to build them a brand new park. So the options now is that the reason we need that spot, the city where the skateboard is currently located, because we want to put a statue there of Perry Harvey Sr. And we also put a walkway where the plaques monuments be stayed for all of those James Brown, Ray Charles, and all those who performed. And we want to have that walkway and that statue and the skateboarders in the area, but we want to move it to another portion of the park.
Great question, Hugh. Thanks for bringing that up because I'm sure other people were interested in that as well. Can we get your Bolita number?
Sure, 23.
23. Thanks, Hugh. Thanks for your call.
Thank you now.
Take care.
Hi, Hugh.
That's a great question. And you know what? I think that statue is appropriate.
I think it's. I think it would be amazing.
I think that, again, forgive me for repeating myself, but what we do here at the Tampa Native Show is all about history. Right. So, you know, where we talk about the feel-good stories of riding our bikes behind the mosquito trucks and chasing the ice cream truck in bare feet, you know what I mean? We also have to concern ourselves with keeping the history alive.
All of the history.
So, you know, and it's all of the history. It's the history of Plant City, which is part of our county. It's the history of Brandon, which at one point was a one-horse town, but you know what? We all knew where that horse was, you know what I mean? Whether it's the inner city, and Grant Park and these places that we're talking about up and down the river on either side of the river, it's important. So help us, join us, and so we can help Councilman Reddick and everybody that sits on that council because they all need our help, to be quite honest with you. You know, they are our representatives, but they're only as powerful as we allow them to be and assist them in being. Is that correct? Have I overstepped my bounds?
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay, very good. How much time do we have left, Erica? We don't want to run over. We want to make sure that we get our Bolita drawing in tonight. 6 minutes. Why don't we do the drawing, and then we'll close out with conversation at the end so we don't leave anybody out. What we'd like to do is remind everybody, if you'll bring me up in the one shot real quick, we do have a couple of shirts left. They're going fast, and as soon as these shirts are all gone, we'll go ahead and reorder some new ones. But this shirt here that Steve held up earlier is still available. For making a small donation to the show on our website, this is the Tampa Natives shirt in Ray's colors. We also have the I Remember Tampa shirt, which is our theme song here, written by Mike Baluja. And we also have, this is the last of the Mohicans. This is the last shirt of its kind currently. And it's a 2X, probably why it's the last one that we have available. But it's in Hillsborough colors. It's also in Bucks colors. That's the Bucks font, Tampa Native. If you'd like this shirt or any other, go to our website, TampaNativeShow.com, and you'll see a donate button there. Click that donate button. It'll take you right over to that page where you can purchase one of those shirts, or I should say, make a donation. The shirt's free for a donation, and we'll ship that directly to you. If you're nice enough, we'll drive it right over to the nearest Panera's and allow you to buy us a café con leche. We'll do it.
Or Dunkin' Donuts.
Or Dunkin' Donuts, because apparently Steve's got a thing for Dunkin' Donuts these days. All right, let's get to our Bolita drawing. So first up, let's say, first up tonight, we'll give away a pound of Caracolillo coffee, courtesy of the Faedo brothers and Caracolillo Coffee Mills right there by the airport in Drew Park. Councilman, get in there, dig deep, pick one out. And let's see what you got. The winning number for that. Oh, wow. This is the second week in a row this number was chosen. 75.
And I picked that, I think, Friday night.
It was chosen. That's right. That number. Let me see. Is that hollow? It must have a little lead ball in it or something. Wonderful. 75?
There is nothing close except
Well, the next closest
Jim
one.
Carney with number 39.
Then write Jim Carney. Cross him out. He can't win again, but you can put
Congratulations.
Caragolillo Coffee right by his name. That's how it works over
There's
here.
only a few on the list, though.
Yeah, that's right. So everybody's got a good chance of winning. This is for, hold that up, Stevie, if you don't mind, a 200 milliliter bottle of infused balsamic vinegar or olive oil. Joe and Sons olive oils. Get over there and see Marilyn Messina.
Great place, by the way.
And Andrea, her daughter.
24.
24?
Hugh Perret.
Closest two without going over,
said
Hugh
it.
Perret. He always wins.
He does
That
win.
guy always wins. And this is for 4 tickets to tomorrow night's Tampa Yankees game. Parrot Head, Jimmy Buffett fans, Tampa Yankees, 4 tickets. You know what? He didn't call in tonight, but this is his number, and he didn't send in his email
he
tonight.
didn't.
Dale Kimball. He usually plays number 56. See, we know our fans so well that we actually know their numbers.
Oh, great.
They don't try to trick us. They just keep the same numbers.
Sometimes.
But
they
Dale
change.
does that. Does he usually play
That's his number.
56?
Yes.
That's his number.
The closest would be Kiki with
Kiki,
31.
let's give Kiki the 4 tickets. Kiki, you won, man. Now, I know you're going to be at the restaurant tomorrow night, but you can either go yourself
That's
or
Kiki Hernandez, right?
Kiki Hernandez. Or
You could have his own Belita and give away
Or
the
you
tickets.
can give them away. How much time do we have left, darling? We don't want to go over. Erica? 3 minutes. That's a lifetime
lot
of
of
TV.
time.
Well, do you want to ask our esteemed guest that magical question that the 15-minute girl asks every week?
Did you have fun?
There it is.
I had a great time.
Good.
And it was wonderful, and I'm telling you, I want to spread the word about the show and
Good.
let
Thank
people
you.
know that this is very informative and exciting, and I enjoyed every minute that I was here today.
Thank you,
Great.
Frank.
Thank you so
And
much.
Thank you, Frank.
we are trying desperately in a race against time to try to get to as many, especially our older Tampa residents,
Yes.
our older Tampa natives, because once those stories go away, Frank,
Right.
we lose them forever.
Correct.
And, you know, we're trying to reach across all demographics here. You know, arguably, you know, West Tampa, Ybor City, South Tampa, but we don't want to leave anybody out from anywhere. Carver City, Lincoln
Yeah.
Gardens, you know, so help us.
Yes.
If you know some people too that you can turn us on to, that we can interview, that would like to come in and sit and just tell us their story, we'd love to have them join us here.
Yeah.
So if you can help us with that, and we got your back, Frank.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, you know, you can count on the Tampa natives, okay?
I appreciate it.
And Cedric as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, he's got our number. So
Appreciate it very
be
much.
sure to keep us on the speed dial.
Yes, you there.
All right. Well, let me just say that it's been wonderful having Councilman Reddick on the show with us tonight, and we look forward to talking with him and continuing the conversation going forward. I want to say, without further ado, let's raise our glasses all together. Thank you, Hello Dory, in the booth for answering our calls tonight. Thank you, Erica, for sitting at the switcher. Tim Eggleston is in there tonight viewing. Hi, Tim. Welcome to the big leagues. That's Tampa, Steve. This is the 15-minute girl. That's Frank Reddick. Salud. And happy days. We love you, Tampa.
Yes, we do.
See you next week.
All right, Councilman Reddick. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
with us.
My pleasure.
All right. We love you guys, and don't go too far away. We'll be back next week at 7 o'clock.
Always. See you then.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa, oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you.
7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Native Show.